am the fire, I am burning brighter, roaring like a storm, and I am the one I've been waiting for.
Good evening, Phoenix Nation. We're back for one more show before the end of the year. I am Josh Feinics, this is Jade Feinics, and once again, you found yourselves at the Phoenix Gate.
Hi! Welcome!
And before we get started with our topic of tonight, which as you can see at the bottom, it says Yule got some splaining to do, so we're going to be talking about some of the older origins leading to the modern, what we now know as Christmas. But again, before we get to that, I know you've all been clamoring with anticipation for this week's beer snobbery, which, as I advertised earlier today, will be the Pint of No Return from the Hardywood Brewery in Richmond, Virginia.
True.
Now, this beer has been in my collection for just over a week. I got it for my birthday this year from my sister.
Yes.
And it is a black lager. It's about 5.5% alcohol. Hashtag Black Lagers Matter.
They do.
So, before that, let's go.
He gonna taste it.
I'm going to taste it, and I'm hoping it's good. And if it's good, I'm going to tell you guys finds it.
So that's what he's drinking tonight, but I'm drinking a protein shake that's flavored like Bananas Foster because it's all I can drink right now.
And a little bit of rum that's in Bananas Foster is the only thing keeping her sane.
Well, actually, no, it was protein powder, so there's no rum.
But
there's no rum.
But why is the rum gone?
So how's the beer? Ooh, it smells good.
It is. It's something with black lagers. They always have a bit of like a coffee undertone, but it wasn't like the coffee espresso taste from the Friend Zone or the Bustelo taste that came from the Morticia.
Which, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to taste it.
I know.
If you don't know, I had surgery exactly 1 week ago, which is why, on top of it being his birthday last week, we weren't live. And this is also our last episode of 2018, folks. And that cat is going to knock over your beer. I can see at the peripherals. That's right. But
she got the peripherals.
I got those peripherals going, man. But we are coming to you, and we will be probably broadcasting again January 2nd.
Yes, January 2nd.
Because it's the first Wednesday of the year, and what do we do for you every Wednesday?
We bring you the knowledge.
Which is what we're doing tonight.
Yes, we're going to bring you some knowledge. Because as we said, we're going to be talking about some of the ancient traditions, ancient festivals that evolved, let's just say, over the years.
You're welcome, by the way.
Hashtag, you're welcome.
Hashtag, you're welcome. Why? Because you wouldn't have Christmas if it wasn't for us pagans.
Yes. So, there we said it. We're going to start tonight with an ancient Roman festival that did occur around the time of modern Christmas, and it was known as Saturnalia.
Which is funny because it's because of Saturnalia that you have Christmas parties.
Yeah. So specifically, office Christmas parties.
That is true.
Yep. So, first, let me just say, Happy Saturnalia, humans!
Yes!
Now, Saturnalia, which was a feast dedicated to the Roman god Saturn, which is kind of funny considering what Saturn is most notably known for, is eating his own kids.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, I guess at office Christmas parties, we do kind of dig into each other and let loose.
The basis of Saturnalia basically was, it's an ancient Roman festival where the slaves of the Roman citizens, because it was only citizens that were allowed to have slaves, basically they switched places and the owners became the slaves for one day or one night, and the slaves became the owners, and they were allowed to say whatever they wanted to whoever they wanted, however they wanted, and they were allowed to do this every year, once a year around this time, which basically is your office Christmas party.
Yep. That one day a year, you can get liquored up and tell your boss what an asshole he is.
Yeah, not fear any repercussion.
Nope. That was the thing about Saturnalia, is there were to be no repercussions for what occurred on Saturnalia.
None.
Now, beyond that, the slaves getting their day of due every year, the senators, country people, the owners of the slaves would also have their own huge feast with their friends and their loved ones, and there was gift exchange. A gift exchange, that sounds like something.
What? Is that something that Christians do?
Yeah.
Is that something that Catholics do?
Christmas
Christmas
present.
presents.
That's right.
Oh.
Or if we're talking about the office Christmas party, Secret Santa presents.
Because
Yeah.
You could do that at Saturnalia.
Saturnalia.
The Saturnalia basically was more of a gift of the spirit than it was actual physical gifts. Physical gifts were always a thing with almost every single culture on this planet that celebrates a winter holiday. And it is amazing how many cultures actually celebrate the different winter holidays leading around what day, Josh?
I believe that would be the winter solstice.
Oh my god.
Winter solstice, come to your face.
Pretty much.
Now, the winter solstice, which occurs just around this time, is known...
It's actually in 2 days.
It's in 2 days.
It's the longest night.
Yes, it's the longest night. Now, according to pagan lore, the winter solstice was the day when the two guiding forces of nature, known as the Holly King and the Oak King, would come to one of two results in their epic battle that spanned the whole year.
The entire year.
The entire year. Now, despite what it's called, that it's on the winter solstice, the winter solstice was actually the day that the Oak King would rise to power. He'd begin to grow stronger. That is the longest night, and after the winter solstice, every day gets a little longer, every night gets a little shorter as the Oak King rises in power, and then at the summer solstice, they do a flip-flop.
Right. Basically, the Holly King comes back, kills the Oak King, and now your days are starting to get shorter and shorter and shorter. Basically like a guy after sex. Sorry, sad but true. You guys get longer and longer and longer. As soon as you're done, shorter and shorter and shorter. Ha ha!
Not all of us.
No,
okay.
well, okay. Well, you still
Anyway.
return to your factory settings.
Return to factory settings?
You do. You
Wow.
still return to your factory settings.
Default
okay?
factory settings. Anyways.
Well, some of the traditions that we have on the winter solstice is, since it is actually the perfect balance between day and night, but it's considered the longest night, is people will light candles. People will go out, and it's actually really funny because this solstice is very special. We have a full moon on this solstice, and it's in, was it Cancer?
I believe the moon is in Cancer.
So the full moon is in Cancer, and it's on the solstice, which is like fucking with me in so many ways. You have no idea. Oh my god, it's so good. But it's the full moon basically is a time of the year for, actually, because we follow it every 28 days. Every 28 days. You get a full moon every year. Now, we've had a couple of blue moons, but a full moon falling on a winter solstice is a big deal. Tell them why.
Well, you have an epic cosmic battle like the Holly King and the Oak King occurring on a full moon.
Yeah.
When especially a full moon in Cancer, when emotions are running super high.
And Mercury retrograde just ended yesterday.
Thankfully.
Oh, God. I was dying. Mercury retrograde is the worst for me. I cannot talk. I cannot function. I am a batshit crazier than usual, and it's just not fun. Now, imagine having a major surgery the week before and not being able to tell anybody that you want to die because you're in so much pain.
Well, you told me you wanted to die.
Well, I'm down 20 pounds.
And then
so.
you were like, "Do you have equipment? Come save me."
Nah, I was dehydrated. It was my first day back out of the hospital. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. I'm just stating a fact.
Judgment.
No, not judgment, because I'm glad to help you out.
Thank you. You
Now-
did save my butt, though. You saved me from going back to the ER that
Yeah.
night. I was a mess.
Jade, maybe you should go to the ER. Screw it.
No.
I'll just call Josh.
Like, no, because everybody was like, "Oh, do you think you need to go back to the hospital?" I'm like, "No." What do EMS workers not do?
Go to the hospital
Ever.
for stupid shit.
Ever. And honestly, even though it really wasn't stupid shit.
Well, it was something that was easily correctable.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was tachycardic. I was definitely...
Probably a little hypotensive, or
Easily.
at the very least hypovolemic.
Oh, very.
I'm sorry, work terms.
Sorry.
She was low on fluids, her blood pressure was low, and her pulse was actually kind of high.
Oh my god, yeah, and I had to have like an IV right here, pump full of sugar and saline, which is basically water, for you layman's terms. It's nice, good stuff, what I
Yes.
needed.
And then magical boluses to keep you from puking.
Yeah, which, oh my god, it still ended up happening after you left, but it was worth it.
Yeah, it was just one and done. You were one and done.
It was done. It was totally done.
But we're getting tangential here.
Yeah, we were getting like totally off the subject. Your boy Dio is here. Hi, Dio. How are you?
What's up, Dio?
He says, nice Rocky Horror reference. And it's a Saturnalia miracle.
Yes, it is a Saturnalia miracle. I possess the DNA of Leonard Nimoy.
I just watched that. I actually been breaking my way through from the very beginning of all of the Big Bang Theory. And I'm on season 4 right now in the last 3 days. And I just watched the DNA of Leonard Nimoy episode, and it had me dying laughing. Okay, off topic. Back to winter solstice and back to the full moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the winter solstice comes down on one of the great big Sabbats of the pagan religion, and that would be Yule.
Yeah.
Yule. Now, when you're thinking about Christmas songs, doesn't that word pop up an awful lot?
Yuletide blessings.
Or the Yule log, which we will get into later.
That comes too. But why do you think it's called Yule? Why do you think you guys put Christmas trees inside your house?
They all come back from traditions with the Germanic pagan tribes, like the Saxons,
well, not just
the
the
Angles.
Germanic. The Irish did it too.
Yeah, the Irish did it
The
too.
Celts did it too. The
Yes.
Druids did it. We all
honored
honored the evergreen.
the Celts and the Druids had a different holiday, which we're going to discuss next.
All right, yeah, but I'm saying we all honored the
Yes.
evergreen bough.
Yeah, the evergreen bough, and specifically since we're talking about the Celts, which leads into the Druids, holly and mistletoe, which were very sacred plants in the Druid tradition.
Why is holly and mistletoe sacred?
Well, holly itself was actually seen as a divine plant.
Mm-hmm. Still is.
Yep, still is, and mistletoe was seen as a plant representing the divine itself.
Hard reset. Your boy said hard reset.
Return to factory reset settings.
Okay, he got it.
I'm drinking, and she's still a little fogged.
They say it happens. It happens because I have not been able to eat solid food for almost a month. A month. I'm so fucking hungry.
That's why I didn't call you from Black Tap.
Oh, thank you. But I did see the pictures, and I was like, hamburgers. I shall miss you.
Yeah.
I will never be able to eat a hamburger, or at least not for a very long time.
No, not a whole one. Not like a Black Tap burger.
I'd have to cut it up into little pieces.
And that would take you about a week to eat.
No, I could probably eat a decent amount of it in a year. So maybe for my birthday, not this year coming, but next year.
You can finally finish a Black Tap burger?
Or half of it.
But yes, back to Yule.
Yeah.
Now, Yule, again, it's falling in with the Holly King and the Oak King and the longest night in the year and all that. But again, there's also a coming together, it's a community event. People come together, and a lot of traditional Yule celebrations would have an almost potluck dinner sort of thing going on, where everybody would bring something to add to the party, and everybody would sit and feast and drink and be merry and exchange presents, and if everything worked out, there would be a huge Sabbath ritual.
Yes. Well, or we would kill things and use their blood to nourish the evergreen boughs of our plants.
Yes, well, the Holly King's need something to subsist on.
Well, he does. I mean, the Holly King is not exactly like, a nice guy.
No.
No.
They're neither good nor evil. They're just a balance.
Yeah, well, a lot of these were appropriated, starting literally even back all the way to Roman times, with Saturnalia.
Mm-hmm.
Appropriated by what? The Catholic religion, the Jewish religion, believe it or not, has ties to these festivals. Festival of Lights. What do we do on the longest night? We light lights.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
and actually, believe it or not, a Yule crown has, I think, 4 candles on top of it? Yeah. 4 candles on top of it. But the thing is, to symbolize the Holly King and the Oak King, you always had 2 people wearing the crowns. Each one had 4 candles. 8 nights of Hanukkah. You're welcome.
Because they had 8 crazy nights.
You're welcome.
Hashtag you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so
You got all of these from us. Sorry.
Yes. And
I mean, where the hell else do you get rabbits on Easter?
To paraphrase the great stand-up comic Eddie Izzard, eggs offer fertility, rabbits offer shagging.
And that was a fertility festival for us. But we're not at Easter time yet.
Yes, we're going to have an episode about that.
We'll get there.
But anyway, we were talking about the Druids and the Celts. They had different rituals to coincide with the solstice and all that. And do you want to take our next subject?
Which one are we doing again? Oh, yeah! I'm having a good day. Basically, the next one is it's a festival from Wales, actually, and it's called Merlude. And basically what they do is it's a troupe of gentlemen, about 5 to 7 guys, who go around and they lead around basically a horse skull attached to a stick covered with a ghost shroud and ribbons and all sorts of stuff, and they actually will come to your house and rap battle you.
Yeah. Merlude was the original epic rap battle of victory.
Oh my god. Merlude was the original freaking, rabbit spaghetti bullshit.
So you're welcome, Eminem.
Yes. But basically what it is the people are also the original carolers. They came to your house with this spirit of the Merlude, which is the horse, and they would sing to you, and the people in the house would have to sing back. And then you would have to constantly try to outwit the spirit, and then once you ran out of ideas, you had to invite the entire troop in and give them food and drink and basically let the horse go around your house and scare everybody to death. And it kind of, if you didn't do it properly, the Merlude would put out your Yule log. And the Yule log is, again, going back to Yule and going back to Saturnalia. All these traditions are all connected. If you watch my Halloween episode, it's the same thing. We literally went around the world to give you all of these different traditions, and somehow they're still all connected. And where do they all lead to? A Christmas tree and all sorts of craziness that you experience from Black Friday until now.
Christmas trees.
Oh, Christmas
Oh,
tree.
and we were just talking about Merlude, where a troop goes around and epic rap battles you.
Epic rap battle.
Now with Christmas, I could have sworn there was something where people went around and they sang and they made Christmas carols! That's what it was.
I mean, but then again, nowadays in the snowflake temperature, you can't sing certain Christmas carols. Baby, it's cold outside.
I do not give consent.
Well, but you should, because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
You know, I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
What's in this drink?
Really cool out of
You know what the funny thing is actually just to sidebar here a little bit, that is not about rape culture. It was actually a song that came out in the 40s and the early 50s to stylize the culture from back then, where a young woman was out late without a chaperone at a man that she fancied house and was basically about to give him consensual sex.
But she was afraid what people would think about her. Mm-hmm. So you're not protesting against a song about rape.
You're actually protesting women's rights. Congratulations. Yep. You've ruined something else.
In all fairness, they're protesting a song that's slut shamed, so there's a little upturn.
Okay, I can see the slut shaming in it, but at the same time, it's like, guys, really?
Yeah. But yeah, Christmas carols are very much originated from the Merlude troops that would go around.
And Yule and all sorts of other things. We would sing because we wanted to keep them away.
And for those that don't know, one of the greatest ways to raise energy in a ritual is singing.
Raise that voice. Open that throat chakra if you want to get into that thing. But that's how you did it. Mm-hmm. That's how you do it. And that's how we still do it to this very fucking day.
Now, we're going to go from Merlude, which was very lighthearted and funny,
too fast. And we're going to just keep talking. Because, think about it now. All of these traditions, all of these things date back to everything that we do now with Christmas commercialism. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. People don't like it now because it's bully culture. He had to be bullied so that he could be a hero. It kind of sucks, but that's what happened.
Let's get personal for a minute.
Yeah.
How many of you out there were bullied as children, and that bullying made you strive to be better than you were? Made you rise above it. You could take, and say, fuck you, haters.
Me.
And I'm sure all of you out there, whether you want to admit it or not.
I just did something. Okay. Wrong stuff.
Oops. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties there.
Yes.
Chai. But no, think about it. People don't like Baby It's Cold Outside, and that's an old song. And now, because of that controversy, they don't show the Buddy in Buddy the Elf. They will not show the shower scene. It's ixnayed. They won't show it anymore because they say that Buddy the Elf walked into a woman's bathroom without announcing he was there and was spying on her in the shower. Meanwhile, it's clearly shown that he is so far away from that line of thinking. But
which, actually, if you want to be technical, I don't think he ever actually looks at the shower.
He doesn't until she shoves her head out and is like, "Get out!"
Yeah. And Buddy, the elf of all people, that doesn't know that, you shouldn't pick up candy off the street.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Right. But we're talking about that. I mean, like, and then Rudolph. Really? You want to get rid of Rudolph? Rudolph was one of the freaking ones. I love that cartoon. I love that little stop motion.
Because nobody likes a Charlie in the Box.
No, they don't. But apparently, the Island of Misfit Toys has become this generation's voice. Mm-hmm. And it's warped. It's fucking warped. I'm sorry. I don't usually get controversial. Especially not when we're doing... Don't give me that look. I can feel your eyes. It's like... Especially when we're talking about one of our greater Sabbats of the... Shut up. One of our greater Sabbats of the year. But, like, this is something that's precious to a lot of people. A lot of us grew up on it. I mean, this is all...
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, the Bugs Bunny Christmas Special, which has not been on TV in years. Shame on you, networks.
That's true.
I mean, who doesn't want to see Taz eat a whole string of lights and then he lights up? And it's lighthearted and cute, and this is what we grew up on.
Exactly.
And, with all of a certain group of people bringing back all these retro things...
Don't get me started. We're not getting into that. Not in this episode.
But we're touching on it for a second. If you're going to bring some stuff, bring back the Bugs Bunny Christmas Special. Bring back the old Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol.
Oh, hey, Denver. Hey, David. What's good?
What's up, guys?
Eric.
Thanks
hey,
for tuning
Eric.
in.
John, everybody that just joined in. I'm sorry if I don't get to your comments right away. It's slow.
We're getting a little ramped up talking about this stuff, and we're not looking at the comments.
It's like, you know what? Seriously, it blows my freaking mind. And then, oh my God, did you hear the latest?
What?
Since we are talking history here, Father Christmas, was that originally...
Oh my God, don't. Now I know what you're talking about. Don't do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
We're not gonna... No, we're gonna do it. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Father Christmas, as now the social justice warriors have asked that he be called Person Christmas.
Because they want him to be gender neutral. I understand your views. I get it. It's I respect it, but fuck off. Okay? Like, seriously? Father Christmas. And there's a Mrs. Claus. You're represented no matter what. My vagina is represented. Your cock is represented. And
my
whatever fucking... not to me. Who... But, like, both genders are represented. And if you turn around and tell me there are 76 fucking different genders, all right, cool. No. Male, female. Sorry.
When it comes to...
Medical science!
Yes. We're going to go medical with this.
He's a male. I am female. Genetically, anatomically, I'm sorry, as two medical professionals, I respect your choices if you want to change that and go from, say, me to him or him to me.
Or somewhere in between.
I get it. I respect it. But stay the fuck off my Father Christmas and Mrs. Claus and the elves. Because, next thing they're going to turn around and say that the elves is slavery.
Yeah, I'm surprised that one hasn't started yet. That the elves are slaves and the...
Ooh, Eric's like, this is triggering. Poke. Poke, poke, poke!
Now, yeah, elves are slavery and Santa abused animals.
Oh, yeah, because he uses 8 magic flying reindeer. Sometimes 9 if you include Rudolph, because you can fucking include Rudolph.
Rudolph gets in.
He plays those reindeer games now. He's a hero. I don't care what you say. And if this is triggering, turn it off. Bye. I'm sorry. Father Christmas is an old legend that predates Christianity.
Yeah.
It predates Christianity. Like, all right, you guys took it and made it the birth of your Lord and Savior.
Save me, Jeebus.
Jesus, let's not be that disrespectful tonight. We're already triggering them enough. Let's not be that disrespectful.
Okay.
But, you turned around and you made it the birth of Christ when in actuality it isn't. Because how the hell do you get Christmas trees and Christmas carols and Father Christmas with a baby in a manger in a barn? Tell me. Tell me.
I don't know.
I get it. It's cool. You guys wanted to, again, it goes down to what was that big meeting that they had when they were creating the Bible in Rome?
Oh, the Vatican Council?
Yeah. the Vatican Council decided to use every single pagan holiday to coincide with a major Catholic Christian holiday. And Jewish. Come on, guys. I mean, Yule is not just celebrated on one day. It's actually celebrated over a course of 13 days a year. And it includes the solstice, and it ends with Yule, which is
Now,
usually
wait,
around
wait.
the 25th.
Since we're talking about 13 days. Huh.
Advent calendar?
Advent calendar and the
Hi,
12
Tony.
days of Christmas.
12 days of Christmas.
Because it's supposed
Well,
to be the
that's
12 days.
commercialism at its
But
best.
that's supposed to be the 12 days before Christmas, and the 13th day is Christmas. Speaking of such, 13 is a lucky number to the
Look at
pagans.
they're all laughing because like this is triggering, and David's going, oh geez, and Eric's laughing, and Dio's like he's saying we whipped them.
Whip the reindeers.
We whipped the reindeers.
Well, if they did what we told them to, we wouldn't have to whip them.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know if it's abuse if they say, thank you, sir, can I have another?
Oh yes, they love it. Tony, please, not during the cast. Okay. Are you triggered? My cat's a little triggered. He's triggered right now.
I think he's itching for us to get into a later topic. And he just
Yeah,
wants his face
let's
seen.
get back on
Track.
track here because we went off on this whole stupid
Commercialism
and the normies ruining
cultural appropriation.
ruining fucking Christmas in so many ways. Like I don't have any Christmas decorations up this year. None. I didn't even put up a tree. Why? Because it doesn't feel like Christmas to me because of all the stupid controversy. You know? I mean, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
I have my Yule set up on my altar.
I'm really just waiting for a news report to come out that some Christmas carolers refused cookies because they weren't gluten-free and non-GMO.
No, they had peanuts in them and they all died.
Excellent.
Oh my god. But seriously, when did we become a generation of pussies?
And whiners.
And crybabies? And yet, meanwhile, we have this wonderful history of two kings killing themselves, or killing each other, I should say. I'm
Alternately,
sorry.
yeah, they're alternately killing
each other each year. And we're feeding, and we sacrificed goats and cows and chickens and all sorts of shit to return the light on the
and
solstice.
turkeys and geese.
Thanksgiving, but we already did. We passed
No,
that.
geese. Christmas goose.
Christmas goose. Your goose is cooked. But, like, all these things, like, you guys don't even understand the symbolism of it. We do, and we're trying to tell you. And let's get back on track and bring up the scarier parts of Yule and Christmas.
Now we're going to take a little foray over to the little-known, yet highly applauded Isle of Iceland. We're going to go over some Icelandic traditions.
Yes.
And we're going to start off with Gryla, who will wind into why parents tell their children to behave.
Yeah. Like, this also ties in with the Father Christmas rule of if you're a bad child, you're going to get coal in your stocking, and if you're a good child, you get sweets and presents and stuff. Gryla is an Icelandic. There's a couple of different things. People say that she's a troll. Some people say that she's an ogre, and others say that she's an ancient witch. Now, a little history on Gryla. Gryla, from what I know, was an ancient witch who was stuck up in the mountains in Iceland, before it was Iceland, and was dying. And it was her and another family, and they made a pact to, unfortunately, go Dahmer party and eat their children.
It was to say a modest proposal.
Modest proposal. So they entered into this pact together. It was her husband, and another family. And after they consumed Gryla's only child, her one son, the other family basically backed out of it. She went into a crazy rage, killed them all, and became the troll ogre queen that she is now.
She ate their livers with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Very much so. Edmund says he eats moose on Christmas.
Isn't it delicious?
He's from Boston.
But moose is delicious.
I've never had it.
I have. It's good.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
It's like a tougher beef.
Ew.
Well, if you eat it medium rare, it's quite delicious.
I don't want it.
I don't like it.
Hi, Kristen. Hey, Joe. Hey, Elizabeth. What's going on, guys? Happy Yule. Going back to work. Okay, be safe.
Be safe.
Bye. Joe, I'm good. I'm feeling good. You're feeling good, Josh?
Oh, I'm feeling good.
You're feeling great. Kristen loves Tony. Tony's a scutch. Tony's a bitch. We love him. But anyways, back to Gryla. So yes. Gryla is basically this. She is the female version of another. Is it a deity?
No, he's described as like
A
half
demon.
goat, half demon.
Okay, so
Yes.
Gryla is the female version of a demon that I'm sure all of you know and we will get to.
And that would be Krampus.
Right. So the thing about Gryla is she has this big ass pot. And she will come and she will take naughty children and put them in the pot and eat them. Unless they say they're sorry. Then they have to be let go.
Mm-hmm.
So?
Yes. And if that wasn't drumming up enough business, Gryla would occasionally stroll into town and find orphaned children that had no parents. And she did the right thing. The, almost you could say, Christian thing.
Is it?
And she took them home and raised them as her own children.
She did. She did. Now, these gentlemen are known as the Icelandic Yule lads. And how many of them are there?
Oh, from the, it looks like, what,
13.
13.
And what do? They come every day in the 13 days that lead up to...
Different Christmas.
Ha-ha!
And they would sneak into town and usually try to gain entry to your home.
Through the chimney.
Through the chimney, which, if you didn't want them sneaking up on you, you would burn a
Yule log
in your fireplace so they couldn't get in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, however, if you were lazy and you didn't, and
They
one of the
would
Yule
come in.
lads got into your home, they would cause all sorts of mischief, and each one caused a different kind of mischief.
Yeah, we had a sheep tipper, cow fucker,
No,
candle
cow-
stealer.
Yeah, you had one that would steal your candles.
I'm kidding.
There's one that would
Slam your doors.
lick your spoons,
Lick your pots.
steal your pie,
Steal your pie crust.
to steal all your pie pans to eat the crust out of them.
Basically, these Yule lads would children would have to leave. Tony,
Come on.
children would have to leave a shoe on the windowsill for the Yule lads, and depending on how they acted during the day of, they would either get treats or they would get rotten potatoes in the shoe. And that's how they knew they were acting. And depending on how many days they got treats versus how many days they got potatoes, it determined whether Gryla showed up on Christmas Day
To come get you.
and eat you.
Mm-hmm.
So these are stories that were told to little children from birth.
Yeah.
About what would happen to you if you misbehaved. And what does that also tie into? He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
Yep. And if you had the misfortune of allowing one of the Yule lads to enter your home, the only way you could get him to leave was you had to summon for Gryla, who would have to get up and on her own time, would come and visit you, and you'd basically have to pay her to take him home.
Yeah, so if you had a small child in the house,
That
you
was
may
usually
have
the
left
price.
with it. Or you could bargain with her, give her some good food, things to feed her and her children. She liked that. Or to take home to her lazy husband. Because
Yes.
she did have a husband, and he was actually the one. That's why we don't say 12 Yule lads, because in actuality, she only has 12 children and one husband, but that makes 13. The husband is the one to show up on the first day of the days leading up to Christmas. Which, he's not really mentioned much, so we're not going to really talk about
I mean,
it.
I guess he just kind of scouts out the scene.
He does.
And then sort of indicates who's burning a Yule log, who's not.
Mm-hmm.
So that the...
He basically opens up the doors for the Yule lads to come in and do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this cat... Hey.
Thud.
Boom.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, my
Now.
God.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Gryla would come. If you were a naughty child and you repented and promised you were going to be better, then, yeah,
You were free.
she had to let you go.
She did.
But if you were a bratty little child, like I see so often in
God.
every mall in this country and the world, yeah, fava beans, Chianti, learn it.
Yep. And the thing is about this, and this is not the only tradition where we have women or old women or just women that were in any way, shape, or form by the side of a male figure. I mean, again, I go back to Father Christmas and Mrs. Claus, where Santa Claus would come around and he would basically give you coal or presents in your stocking, where Mrs. Claus, I can speak tonight, I'm good.
She speaks good.
I speak some goodsums, alright? But Mrs. Claus would be Mrs. Claus's, her role was basically to, take care of the elves and all that kind of stuff, that reindeer, she was in charge of taking care of everything at home, while the big man went out and did what he had to do. Again, same thing with Gryla and Krampus, they may be demons and bad omens for you, but it's kind of the same dynamic.
Yeah, but you kind of brought it on yourself if you got a visit from them.
It's the same thing, you bring it on yourself if you get coal in your stocking.
Well, I mean, when you compare coal to being thrown into a cauldron and cooked for dinner I think I'd take the
Well,
coal.
we also really didn't look into the origins of Father Christmas. I mean...
Yeah, but remember, Father Christmas was incepted by the British that are notoriously kind of namby-pamby to start
yeah,
with.
that's true.
So, yeah, coal in your stocking. I think I'd take that over being boiled alive for some
As long as
witch's
I
soup.
said I was sorry, I'd get away with it for another year.
Another year, but how long is that going to really last for? Because Gryla wasn't stupid.
No, she would come back if you were lying.
And, you know, if you were a naughty little child every year, your parents could just be like, he's full of it.
It's true. And your parents would actually tell you that she would show up at any time of the year to bring you to the mountains and add her to her pot. Gryla may be most powerful around Christmas, but she can come out anytime.
Yeah.
It's the same way. Like, you could tell a child in the middle of March or April, if you don't behave come December, you're getting coal in your stocking. You know? I mean, we're talking, parents are evil. So it's like, there's some fucked up shit. I don't know. I seen it. I mean, like paganism, if you really think about it, is some fucked up traditions.
Well, you know.
And it always is based on, like, what? Like, death and...
It's tough love.
Dismemberment and...
Well,
chances
okay.
of being dragged down into
Okay,
demons'
so,
pots and
so
shit.
really tough love. It's just really tough love.
It really is.
It hurts me
It
more
hurts-
than it hurts you.
It does. This hurts me
My
so
leg's being ripped
much.
off. I kind of respectfully disagree.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Okay, go ahead. You continue,
Yeah.
because I need a minute.
She needs a minute.
I'm getting a little verklempt here.
I'm going to give you a topic to discuss. The Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman. Discuss. Oh my god.
We're totally done. We're so in trouble.
I'm not in trouble.
Applesauce! Delicious. And I'm not drinking. This is me not drinking at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. Mm-mm.
Little does she know I spiked her applesauce.
Yeah, okay.
She wishes.
I do. I really do. I can't wait to have alcohol again. I mean, what is your favorite Christmas tradition?
It's not even just
Non-pagan. It
a
doesn't even have to be pagan.
It's not even just it's just the coming together of everybody. Just sort of that. It's kind of like one of those one day of the year where all the stupid shit that's gone on in the past year just kind of fades away, at least until alcohol's involved, and then that shit just comes right back up.
Or dinner is served.
Yeah, dinner. No, dinner. Well, it depends how good the dinner is. If the dinner's really good, nobody's talking.
Yeah, that's just munch, munch, munch.
Yeah.
Oof, I drank that a little too fast. Nah.
But, yeah, I mean, it's just, I like the coming together, the community aspect of these Yuletide holidays.
Yeah.
Everybody coming together, you know, the thought that's involved in finding, like, that present for somebody that you know they're gonna love. Now, Jade and I already exchanged gifts off of camera, and we both did a phenomenal job, I think. We did a very phenomenal job.
We know
getting
other.
each other what we need.
And what we know we will want.
Yes.
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 Like, what did I get you?
You got me a new cosplay wig
I did.
for a character that will be premiering within the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And actually was inspired at
2019.
WinterCon. It was inspired at WinterCon this year.
2019 is going to be huge for the gate. You guys don't, like, again, we're going off on a tangent.
You don't know? Yo ass better call somebody.
Because we're going to burn it down. Quite literally, in some cases. I mean,
Quite
we
so.
have so many things coming at you for 2019. I know I'm going off on a tangent, and we still have another person to talk about who's, like, you know, can't be left in behind.
Yes, Eric, I cosplay.
Yes, he does. He's my Artemis, Eric.
Yeah, we cosplayed at WinterCon as Holiday, Luna, and Artemis. And before that, at New York Comic Con, I premiered my Punisher medic, my paramedic.
I actually
Punisher
might
costume.
be able to bring up a picture of that, so can...
The Punisher medic? Okay.
No!
Or, Luna and Artemis.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure you could.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it now.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
So she
yeah.
got me a new cosplay wig
I
for a
did.
character that just, like, as soon as I put it on, the character just got more fleshed out in my mind.
Yes.
And why don't you go over quick what I got you?
He got me this awesome, like, anybody who knows me knows I am a little bit, slightly, very much so obsessed with, tea and coffee, which I can't drink right now, but I enjoy a hot beverage. I'm okay. Just not sitting well. I enjoy hot beverages, so he got me a, what was it, unicorn?
Yeah, it was a unicorn.
It was a shiny unicorn mug that I am going to love, and I'm going to have so much deliciousness inside. And, oh, here we go. I think I might be able to pull it. I want to get one of just us, though. I'm going to pull it up with Bray Wyatt. Fuck it. There you go. Here we go.
Yep.
Yes. So this was us at WinterCon. If you can't tell, he was Artemis, I was Luna, and we did Christmas versions of it.
And that was Bray Wyatt.
And Fernando.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what we did. And basically, he also got me an amazing dark Feinics hoodie, which I love. Which also breaks the rule that I told everybody to not get me any clothes, but he's the exception. He gets away with it. Mm-hmm. Because it still fits.
Yeah.
He's like, I saw it.
I saw it and I had to.
I seen it.
Yep.
I'm saying he saw it.
Oh, he's seen it.
He likes our cosplay. Thanks,
Yep,
Eric.
thanks.
And that would be the dogs. They're fine.
They're all right. Yes.
Yes. We should probably get back on topic.
Yes, we're going to get back on top. We're going to move on. Okay, we talked about Gryla and her Yule lads, how they would just come down from the mountain and cause general mischief and dismay.
Yes, I want to talk about my favorite Icelandic legend now.
Especially because he keeps invading our freaking broadcast.
Oh, because actually right now he's on our laps. He's like, right here, this is him.
Thank you. Thank you for adding to the podcast.
That's right, Tony. So, I'm talking about what is known as the Icelandic Christmas cat, which, believe it or not, his lore is very simple. On Christmas Eve, everyone has to get a brand new piece of clothing, and if you don't get a brand new piece of clothing on Christmas Eve, the cat comes down and eats you. That's it. That's all he does. And it's actually Gryla's cat. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like, they're all tied together.
So, do a nice thing. Buy a brother a pair of socks.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be something huge. As long as it was just a piece of clothing given to someone on Christmas Eve. It's not Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. You didn't get eaten by a giant cat that came down from the mountains and was like, come here, Tony. Show them what you do. Don't be a douche. Come here. Tony!
You can only ask so much of this cat.
I know. Come here. Nope, he's giving me the look of, screw you, lady. You've pushed me off you. I ain't coming back.
Yes. So yeah, the Icelandic Christmas cat. Buy a brother a pair of socks.
Yeah.
Maybe not drawers, because unless you really know him like that, then you can buy a guy a pair of drawers.
I mean, that kind of also goes hand in hand with Midnight Mass, don't you think?
Yeah.
Ah.
Everybody gets dressed up and all fancy and wears their, new children were supposed to get new clothes for Christmas, and they wore it to Midnight Mass.
Yes. And that's what? Catholic!
Yep. Now that the Christmas cat is out of the bag, you see what I did there? Yes. Now we're going to go on to the other...
and final.
Quite nasty individual that has to do with these Yuletime holidays, and that would be the Germanic half-goat, half-demon Krampus. Now, Krampus, we all know because it spawned a mediocre yet oddly entertaining movie.
I haven't seen it all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces.
It's entertaining. It's not maybe the best horror movie out there, but it was entertaining enough. And I'm not going to give it away, but the ending was pretty fucking cool.
I don't want to.
That being said, Krampus is from the Germanic, so we're talking the Saxons, the Goth, the Visigoths. Ha! Visigoths! Another Broadway reference. Anyway.
Viking!
Krampus would come down, and for naughty children, he would throw them, sometimes it's a sack, sometimes it's a basket, but he would throw you in his basket or in his sack, and it's empty.
Okay.
And he would flog you with reeds. Now, just so you could get a general sense of what we're talking about being flogged with reeds, for those of you that watched WWE TLC, pretty much what all the women did to each other in that TLC match with the kendo stick. Because the kendo stick is made of bamboo reeds. So imagine some big goat demon throwing you in a bag and beating you with a kendo stick.
Beating you basically with sticks.
Yeah. And that's if you were a naughty child. And unlike Gryla, you couldn't say, I'm sorry.
You were still getting it.
You were stuck. You were in that sack. He would beat you senseless, and sometimes he even left with you.
Uh-huh. And I think he would eat you.
Yeah.
I think he would take you back to his home, and he would boil you or burn or put you
Fricassee you, something.
I think he would put you in a pie. I'm not sure. It's some kind of cooking...
Christmas pie.
Mince pies. Mince the children!
Into the pie.
Into the pie.
That way they're not the worst pies in London. That's 3 Broadway references in one episode.
The worst pies in London. Oh, I love it. And wait, doesn't that show also take place sometimes around Christmas?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Sweeney Todd, no.
Sweeney Todd spans the course of a year.
But
it never really mentions Christmas.
Please pause for a moment for my network.
Oh, yes. I love it. Anyways.
Yes. So yeah, Krampus, not really the best guy to piss off around the holidays. So don't piss
Wow.
off your parents.
No.
Otherwise, you're going to get scooped up, thrown in a bag or a basket, and beaten with a kendo stick.
And what's funny is that they always sit there and compare Krampus and Santa Claus. They're not the same. One was a jolly old elf man, and the other was a demon.
Well, yeah, but, you know,
Darkness and light.
dark and light, everything's got a balance.
Well,
And, you know, if there wasn't a consequence, everybody would just do whatever the heck they want and not care about morality or being good to your fellow man around this time of year.
that's true.
Now, don't get it
Tony,
twisted.
you're gonna
Don't
knock shit over, and we're
don't
gonna have
misunderstand that,
a problem. Yeah.
you know, we poke fun at the Catholics, we poke fun at the Christians and a lot of stuff, but the both of us really do take this time of year very seriously.
We take any of our Sabbaths seriously.
No, but I mean just the general sense of being good to your fellow man, the community, everybody
Doing
coming
something.
together. Yeah.
And you know what, honestly, a lot of it kind of pisses me off is that you should be doing this all year round, not just around Christmas. This is something that you should be finishing out your year with, is your year of actually being a part of a community, being a part of everything. Yeah, it sucks because there's a lot of people out there that don't have family or don't have community, and I get it. This is the highest suicide rate of the year.
SAD, get the SAD, the seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah. And also a lot of people can't handle the fact that it's dark when they get up and dark when they go home.
Mm-hmm.
But then for us it doesn't really matter because
No.
that's just EMS and PD
Yeah.
and Eric knows if he's still watching because he's a cop. He's PD.
So he knows, he's all about that life.
And I think he works Times Square. Oh, nomine Padre Spiritus Sancti, if you want to go Catholic.
Click, click, boom.
Click, click. Which, oh my god, is this going to be your first New Year's in Times Square, bro? Or is this your second? Because I worked New Year's in Times Square. I actually did the detail twice. No, yeah, twice.
How much did you hate your life?
One time I did it on an ambulance standby, and the other time I did it as a lieutenant's aide. The lieutenant's aide part was fun. I got to walk around, I got to meet people, I got to see celebrities. It was a good time. When I was doing the ambulance standby outside of Times Square, where I would have the guys that were inside Times Square working on the gators, bringing the patients to me, it was fucking hell. I hate all of you. Just don't drink and go to Times Square.
Or if you're gonna drink, know your limits.
Oh, God, please. Please.
Yes, because I can speak from personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
If you get drunk in New York City and
On
you
New
fall,
Year's Eve.
especially New Year's Eve, but if you fall because you did something stupid and you bust your head open,
We're coming for you.
and we're most likely gonna give you the trauma turban, which may or may not have like a
Do
glove.
not incriminate us. Do not incriminate us. Too many snowflakes will call the cops on us.
Oh no.
The EMTs
So, yeah.
and paramedics, they're so mean to me. I was drunk, I didn't know.
They say that anyway.
I don't care.
But anyways, yeah. So this is this time of year.
Yeah.
If you've got a friend you haven't spoken to in a while,
Reach out.
yeah, give them a call. Just be
Yeah.
like, hey, how you living?
You know, I mean,
Make sure you're
seriously.
good. And you know what? If you know somebody is not...
Cat!
Oh, claws in the leg.
Mm.
And if you know somebody near and
You're a dick.
in some way dear to you is maybe having a rough time and it's coming up on Christmas,
Call them.
call them. Or even better, think outside yourself. Invite them over. Have somebody over. Because you could save somebody's life with a phone call.
Or an invitation.
Yeah, an evite, an email, anything.
Text message.
Anything.
Text message.
So reach out to those people that maybe don't have as rich a family life as you or myself or Jade do,
Are you saying
and
sorry?
have people to...
I have my cats. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I have more than my cats. I have dogs too. And you.
Yeah, so, you know, if you only do it for 13 days out of the year,
Even if you just do it for one.
yeah,
You know?
just bring somebody in out of the cold. You could be doing a lot more good for them than you could possibly ever imagine.
Yeah, and please don't call 911 for dumb shit.
Yeah. Don't call 911 for dumb shit, because we'll
In
tell
this
you we call
time of
911.
the year, we are so backlogged between the weather and the suicides and violence.
The weather, the
and
suicides,
there's a lot of violence. There's literally
the cardiac events from shoveling snow.
Yeah, which is coming. It's been freezing up here because we're in New York. So big shout out to the Florida edition and and Denver, who's down in Florida as well with the Everett Lee podcast and Podcast City Network. They had that. He said he had that. Okay, they're enjoying much milder temperatures than us. I mean, today it hasn't gone above 32 degrees here in New York. And we had snow already, and there's a very good chance that we'll have snow again. But
actually, they're saying there's a fairly good chance we'll have a white Christmas this year.
Great.
No, I don't mean like 12 feet of snow and nobody get... I mean like that picture-perfect snow
nice.
that powders down and doesn't accumulate.
I'll take the powder.
Yeah, the powder that doesn't accumulate and just looks like a fucking Christmas card.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That I'll take. But,
Yeah. And if you fall and bust your ass on the ice...
Don't call me.
Unless you're like 60 years old and older, then yeah, call us. Because you most likely broke your hip.
Well, you know what? This is the Feinics Gate podcast. We're not doing PSAs for EMS here.
No. But whatever. Just be good to your fellow man.
Yeah, basically. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this holiday season, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Be good to your fellow man, and they'll be good to you. I mean, isn't that what the pagan rituals that we're talking about?
Yeah.
Basically spouted too. Granted, it's not our New Year, because in the pagan wheel of the year, our New Year was October 31st.
Yeah.
So our New Year is already like 2 months in.
But this is the whole
But
winter.
this is did they follow the Druidic calendar or the Roman calendar when it came to changing the year? I think it's a Roman calendar.
I think it was the Roman
It was a
calendar.
Roman calendar, and that's why New Year's is January 31st. New Year's Eve is January 31st, and no, why? Wow!
December
31st, and January 1st is the first year I can't. I'm done.
Well, yeah, but January 1st is New Year. Jumping back to the pagans, because January is named after the Roman god Janus, who was two-faced. And I don't mean that he talked a lot of shit. Epic Tony close-up.
Epic Tony Facebook. Oh, Jesus.
Anyways, yeah, Janus was a Roman god who had a face on the front and back side of his head. So he was looking forward to the future and looking back to the past.
And he was also the god of doorways.
Yes. He was the god of doorways. So that his holiday, his month is the doorway into a new year.
Yes. And you know what the funny thing is we are going to do a quick little thing before we sign off here. And we're going to do a look back at the year with the Feinics Gate. Because, yeah, I'm sure you guys are sitting here saying, well, what do we know about, the Gate's only on 20 episodes. And honestly, you know what? I think that's pretty good for a brand new podcast that only really started in, like, March, April.
Mm-hmm.
20 episodes. Yeah, we stopped for a little while. We had issues, and then we lost, we're going to, say, we lost people, we gained people. It's been a wild ride for our first year. And I'm telling you guys, 2019 is going to be amazing.
Amazing.
For the Gate. There's so many brand new things coming for you. Our social media is going to be popping. So you need to get onto the social medias of Instagram, because we have Instagram at the Feinics Gate, and we have here on Facebook at the Feinics Gate podcast. It's just going to be great. We're going to be at a lot of different cons this year. We're going to be collaborating a lot with the Second Rounds New York. And where are we going to be in January?
We're going down to Florida.
Why?
For the Podcast City Network, right?
1 year party!
The 1 year party for Podcast City Network.
Woo! Our network, Podcast City Network, is celebrating our first year. And the Feinics Gate will be live in attendance at the party. Down in Daytona.
Yep.
Yeah. January 28th? Right?
Yeah.
That's the day?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, and also that weekend, the same reason why the New York City crew is going to be at PalCon in Brooklyn. Yes. So the New York City crew will be at PalCon in Brooklyn. So if you want your second rounds fix, go to PalCon in Brooklyn the weekend of January 27th.
And if you want your Feinics Gate fix, then you're going to have to fly to Florida. Sorry.
Yeah, but we'll still be coming live, so
yeah.
You can get us on the internet. On the interwebs.
The interwebs.
The interwebs.
You can find us on the Googles.
On the Googles. Yeah, you could Google us. And Tony's just having a grand old time sitting in front of the camera.
Tony!
Scutch. Don't give me that look.
Oh, you should see the daggers he just gave her.
Okay. But it's going to be a really great year. I hope you guys enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your Yule, enjoy your Hanukkah, even though it's over. Enjoy your Kwanzaa. Enjoy whatever thing you follow, even if you're an atheist and you don't follow shit.
Hey, actually, no, if you're an atheist, you still have a holiday. Festivus.
For the rest of us.
A Festivus for the rest of us. Now, we're going to sign off soon because we have to get to our feats of strength around the Festivus poll and then the airing of grievances.
Yes.
So, from myself, Josh Feinics, and Jade Feinics, we wish you a happy, happy holiday season, whether, as you said, it's Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus, whatever you celebrate. Or if it's just,
just
you and
Tony is
a carton of eggnog and it's a wonderful life. Whatever, whatever
Christmas
floats your boat.
Story is better.
Yeah, I know a Christmas Story is better.
Oh, thanks.
Fragile.
Fragile.
Sounds Italian.
Either way, thank you for sticking with us for the year of 2018, and I hope you come around and stick with us for 2019, because I'm telling you, it's going to be, to quote the Cheeto in charge, huge.
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Huge.
It's going to be great.
It's
It's going to be amazing.
And that's no fake news.
Fun. It's not fake news at all.
So, for Josh Feinics and Jade Feinics, this is the Phoenix Gate signing off for the year 2018.
We'll see you on January 2nd, 2019 for the first episode of the year. And we're giving a shout out to Podcast City Network, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, the second round's New York, the second round's Florida. And on that note, peace out, Cub Scouts. We'll see you in 2019.
Deuces.
Bye. Click, 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 click. We're going off the air. That's right.